Premiership rugby is almost back. Mark my words. This is the Northampton Saints redemption season. They are back, baby, like Arnie in The Terminator. We have made multiple signings. We've had a couple people join, which I'm really happy about. A couple people that I'm not too happy have left, but I want to keep it positive. I want to break down my potential squad to start the season, and I want to hear what your thoughts are. So please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow, and let's get into it. Now, like I said, the Northampton Saints are back. We want to come through with a very strong season. Last year, we did horribly in the Premiership. We did very well in the Champions Cup, but I don't want that. I want the Saints. I want that championship winning Saints. I want them back. We've made a couple good signings. We have Anthony Bello coming in. We have Danilo Fischetti coming in. Big, strong. We have a couple players that have come up from the ranks, but with the amount of Lions that we have at our disposal, there is no reason why we should not be competing on all levels this season. We have what it takes. We have the quality. We have international level players. We have players like Finn Smith who are just getting better. Alex Mitchell who is just getting better. Tommy Freeman is an absolute monster. We have the likes of Hendy back. We have George Furbank back. Last year was a season of injuries. Hopefully we can keep our players fit. Hopefully we can keep our players ready for the entire season. Obviously we need a little bit of luck as well, but I have a feeling this is going to be the season that the Saints are going to be coming back and putting up a fight up against the likes of Bath. We want to be competing with the likes of the Saracens. Obviously, Leicester, they lost Andre Pollard, which I'm happy about, but everybody's putting in some form of recruitment. Everybody's getting stronger, and next year's going to be a difficult test, but the Saints better bloody put in a much better performance than finishing 8th in the Premiership. Now again, like I said, yes, they played well in the Champions Cup. All of their assets were put towards the Champions Cup once we kind of figured out that the Premiership was a dud. We couldn't do anything in the Premiership. We just kind of took it off as we finished where we finish. But we now have relegation in the Premiership. This is now taking effect. So the Saints do not want to get bloody relegated. They better put their best foot forward. We don't want to be seeing the Saints relegated. We want to be seeing competition. We want to be seeing us getting in the top 4. We don't want to be settling for anything less. Bath last year completed the treble. Yes, they didn't win the Champions Cup, but we want to be competing on all fronts. We have the talent. We have good depth. We have a lot of youngsters coming through the ranks. And there is no excuse to say, oh, we cannot compete. We can compete at every single level. We can compete with the best. I'm hoping for a very good show throughout the year. Hopefully we don't have the injuries like we had last year. Furbank was a big loss. Hendy was a big loss. We need to do better. The Saints Stadium should be a fortress. People should not be coming to the Saints knowing that they're going to come out with a win. Last year, all we saw was attack, defend, attack, defend. We saw no consistency. Either we were the champions, we've played like we were unbeatable, we couldn't be touched, we were putting points past people like it's breakfast. We were putting 20, 30, 40 points over people, and then the next game we go and lose by 20, 30, 40 points. Easily. We were either amazing or we looked like we were bloody toddlers trying to figure out the game. We cannot have that next year. Yes, we need to find that form. Yes, we need to find that consistency. Can we do it? 100%. Is the Premiership difficult? 100%. Everybody is going to be coming in for our necks. We can do it. We need to improve on our season. We have the players for it. Big seasons are going to be needed for the likes of Tommy Freeman, George Furbank, Hendy. We want to be seeing Trevor Davidson come through. Hopefully Danilo Fischetti brings in that extra bit of power. We have players like Chunya Munga, who is an absolute monster, right? We have Miller Mills, who's absolutely brilliant. But at the same time, we want to be coming in as strong as physically possible, which is why I've given my little 2 cents. I want to give who I predict is going to be in the starting 23 for the first game of the season. And I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are in relation to this as well. Who do you think is the Saints' best 23? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Check this out. This is my starting 23 for the Saints. Now, as you can see, couple debuts on the horizon. And honestly, I think the likes of Callum Chick in the back row is going to do nothing but beast. He's going to be beast mode, right? Callum Chick has everything we could have possibly wanted in a player. And I thought this was an absolutely brilliant signing. A brilliant signing. But Fischetti, Langdon, Davison as our front row, Alex Coles, JJ van der Mecht as our locks. I'm really expecting big things from Van der Mecht. I'm really expecting big things from him. Tom Pearson, Josh Kameni, and then Callum Chick in the back row. We then have Tom James at 9, Anthony Below at 10, James Ram and Ollie Slytom on the wings, Rory Hutchinson, Fraser Dingwall at centres, and then George Furbank as our 15. Hopefully getting some good game time under his belt. In terms of replacements, Robbie Smith, Emmanuel Iogun, Elliot Miller-Mills, Chunya Munga, Scott Young, McParlin, Litchfield, Hendy. Now, what you're going to find, none of our big names are here. I do believe because of the Lions, because of the Lions tour, all the players are going to be getting around 10 weeks rest. So I'm not expecting any of our Lions to be ready for round 1, maybe not even for round 2 before they start getting integrated into the squad. So we are going to be without them for a little while. They probably will all start to come back in round 3. Maybe a couple of them will be set for round 2. I'm leaving that up to a later date. But personally, I think this holds good attack, good defense. We get some caps in for the new signings, get that flow going, and then you still have everybody training together. So I think this will be more than enough. And I do believe it's Exeter, which is going to be round 1 for us. So it's actually a pretty good game to be starting with. Exeter didn't exactly finish in the league that well last year, and there's definitely going to be a lot of pressure on them now that we do have relegation in the Premiership. So it's going to be interesting to see that fight, who's going to want it most, and it's going to be crucial for the Saints to start off with a big part, very well. They need to start off very well. So this is my squad. I personally think this year, with a full squad, Lions and all, we can finish top 4. Definitely not around that 8 mark. And hopefully we can put in a good show in the Champions Cup as well. So drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what your team would be for round 1. What is your best starting possibility? Well, what's your strongest Saints squad? And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.